Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Bob ZDORA. How are you, sir?
I'm well.
Good. We're just sitting here reminiscing about old rock bands.
That's right. Well, we are.
Some we've heard of, some we've not.
Yeah. The Rolling Stones. Who?
Huh? Yeah. How's the real estate world?
It's still moving. We had a couple closings this week. Linda's got some people coming in from Texas. They're driving now, and we're going to get them in their house hopefully today. It's a long drive, and they got their animals, and you got to deal with the animals, so they take some part of the time. And it's, every job is different. Every deal is different. You never know what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But still doing, out showing. The rest of the agents are out showing. The office is doing well, so.
Still marrying up buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
That's good.
And just a matter of trying to find that sweet spot for both, because it's tougher on the buyers with the interest rates, and the sellers still think that it's 2 years ago. And
the buyers are wishing it was 2 years ago.
Exactly. We have more houses this show too, though. We're like 285, I think it is. That helps to be able to do that. To have more homes makes it easier. It makes it easier for someone to say, "Well, we're going to go there and take a look." They may want to come here, but if they're looking on online, saying, "Well, there's only really 2 houses that meet our need, and we got to drive for 8 hours to get there," we'll wait. The interest rates is if they're still working their way up, they're getting a lot closer to 8 than they are to 7. But as we go forward, the rates will come back down, and you date the rate. You're not married to that rate for 30 years, and very few people stay in that home for 30 years. They find another one, they move into their. It's not unusual to have people, 2-3 houses, especially when you're raising the kids and stuff, because maybe you want to change school systems. There's a lot of other things that go into it. And if you've got things that are going on work-wise, that causes people to move, obviously, as well. But it's been steady. We're going to see a pop if the rates fall, because they will. Then you're going to find there's a lot of pent-up demand. And the pent-up demand is going to force the prices up because it's all supply and demand. So we may think homes are expensive now, but they'll be more expensive if the rates drop because there'll be more people looking to buy those homes. That will cause a bigger boom. So actually, if you think about it, you're probably better to be shopping for a home now. When the rates fall, it's going to be a lot easier to refi from the house that you're in than trying to go out and find a house because you've got the lower rate. That make sense?
Yeah, sure. It limits the hunt.
Yeah, and you'll be in there, and so then you just go and you see go see your banker and say, all right, it's dropped a point. What's it going to cost me to refi? Should I wait, see if it comes down another quarter? And the bankers here, local banks, are who you want to deal with because that's what's going to make it work for you. And you might be able to work something out with them now while you're negotiating to take a loan out because their business is slowed down because the rates are high. And you go to your banker and say, hey, if the rates drop within the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, can we refi this at even if not free, but at a reduced rate? Because you've got the appraisal, you've got the measurements are all done. All that, the title work is all done. That should save me some money going forward. And see if you can get that done. And within 18 months, you'll see them drop some anyway.
Yeah. Presidential election coming up. Historically, rates come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Gas prices will fluctuate.
Strange how that happens.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I was over in Marion last week, paid $2.79 a gallon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when
I left Mountain Home, it was $3.59.
Well, that was high. Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah. It's like 327-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get down closer to like Conway and stuff, there's a it's an appreciable difference in price. Don't know why.
Got to truck it in.
That's part. Yeah, I mean, it's the transportation's part of it, but I don't know if it's local government taxes or something instead. And I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, for there to be that big of a drop, it was.
So, the Z-Team has always been active in community events.
Yes, sir.
And supporting community things that go on. Last weekend, you were at Turkey Trot.
Yeah, we were.
Did you see any out-of-staters that you know of that came up?
Oh, there's a lot of people that come for that. I mean, because they follow it. It's everywhere, you know, and it comes up in travel magazines. It comes up in travel articles online, different things, because it's an easy thing to write about. You know, you have this little town that all these people come to, and you have family reunions, you have parades, you have small town America, you have high school parades, you got the fire trucks, you've got the red hat ladies, you've got the
stuffed turkeys.
Well, we had little stuffed with foam or whatever there was, those turkeys, and they dropped them from drones instead of the things. The way we have done it in the past, the way I'll say the way it was done in the past. I won't say we. I didn't have nothing to do with that. But it's a much friendlier type thing. It's kind of funny though, because when they were doing it the other way, you'd see these kids walking through the square, and they have the turkey in their arms, and
a live turkey,
a live turkey, and turkeys can't fly. You know, contrary to the WKRP ad where they threw the frozen turkeys out.
And PETA.
Yeah, the turkeys can't fly, and it was fun, but the businesses couldn't take it. People just beat them to death. So it's still a good family-friendly. They had a great lip sync contest on Friday.
Did you do some Rolling Stones?
No. We did. We were there with the Republican Party of Marion County. They had 3 booths, and we had ours set up next to that. We had a bunch of brochures and all the things that people want, maps, information on the area, and just talking about things. A lot of people. There's a lot of people watch this station in that area, over in Yellville and in Cotter too. We were in an event for Cotter the other day, and the number of people that said, "I see your commercials. Great. Get up a little bit earlier. Watch the show."
What's coming up next for y'all? Do you have anything on the schedule for
No,
the Z-Team?
We'll be at Jam Fest this weekend downtown here. That starts at, I think it's like 10 o'clock. It goes to like 4-ish, 5-ish, somewhere in there. There's some great bands going to be down there down in the park. Downtown, they're set up. The Historical Society is set up for the 150th anniversary,
Centennial.
Yeah, whatever it is.
That one.
But they've got everything set up for that. They get things set up for the kids. They have jam, and the number of people that make their own jam, and they'll have taste testing and things like that. Again, small town America. The reason you came here, the reason you moved here, is for things like this.
And if you're coming to the area to check it out and maybe look at a few homes or two, look up the Z-Team. They'll be on the square on Saturday, and that'll be a good
We'll be
time.
walking around. I didn't take a tent or anything.
You're not
'Cause
taking a tent.
I like to
Mingle?
participate and
You're gonna
mingle
be
a little
mingling?
bit. Yeah.
Well, let's look at some numbers and see how many people mingled
And how well they mingle.
and how well they mingled
Sure.
or how they jammed. See if this was their jam or not.
Keep them all. See if it is their jam. Rolling Stones. This week in real estate, there were 37 new listings come on the market, 1 commercial property, 11 parcels of land. 25 homes came on the market. They range in price from $49,000 to $765,000. There were 28 sales, 1 commercial property, 5 parcels of land, 22 homes sold. Those homes sold at a range of from $49,000 to $875,000. The average sale price this week was $235,000 with 60 days on market. So, I mean, 60 days is really tough. That's small. 10 properties expired. 34 had price changes, and I think we're seeing that every week. We're staying up in that range here where people have got to be a little more realistic. You know, we really do want to move. We've got to get back to Cleveland. Mom's not feeling well, whatever the case may be. So that's how you sell your house. You drop the price. Currently, there's 280 homes on the MLS. So we're up 180 in the past 18 months or so. I'm doing some stuff over at the Eagle, and so I was pulling some old shows there, and I pulled one from 19, and there were 630 homes, and on the MLS that were available. So it can be. I'd rather have it be the low twos, high twos, low threes than be in the sixes. For 2023 year to date, there's been 858 homes have sold for $195 million. Average sale price is $228,000 with 86 days on market. Last year, there had been 985 homes that sold for $218 million. Average sale price last year was $221 with 80 days on market. For 21, there had been 1,045 homes that sold. Average sale price of $199. In 20, there had been 983 homes that sold for $166. And in 19, pre-COVID, there had been 906, and the average sale price then was $148. So it kind of gives you an idea of where we are now. And the homes are holding their value. The prices are being pushed up because it's supply and demand. People want to be here, and there isn't a lot of things here. But the cost with 7.5%, 7.75% money, it's expensive to get that money. But again, it's going to be worse if you think, well, okay, we'll wait 6 months for the rates to drop a half a point, and the houses won't be there. That 280 will be back to a much smaller number. So you've got a better selection right now, and the sellers know that as well. I mean, if the rates drop and the demand is there, start to see multiple offers and things like that starting up again. And it's going to be kind of tough. It's going to be kind of tough for you as a buyer. If you can do it, I would be looking now. And like I said, you date the rate. You're not married to that rate for 30 years. You'd be better off to not take advantage, but now's probably the time to be out looking because there aren't as many people out looking.
And be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah. And because when you're sitting there in the living room and you're doing the paperwork for the refi, you're going to be, hey, I was pretty smart. That's where you want to be.
How do they get you?
You want to call my honey. Linda's at 870-405-0793. The website's retiredtoarkansas.net. If you call the office, ask for the Z-Team. I got a horror story. Call the office, ask for the Z-Team. If you go into the office, ask for the Z-Team. And if we're not there, say, okay, give me a card and I'll call them and we'll get back to you. But that's why we do this. We do this show is that educational every week, and we do it to generate business as well. That's part of it. But ask for the Z-Team.
There you go. It's been This Week in Real Estate with Bob ZDORA. 870-405-0793 is the number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website.
That's a Rolling Stone logo.
Rolling Stones.
What's a Rolling Stone?
We're going to roll some stones. You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7 TV. We'll be back in just a little bit.